Hey guys, today we're diving deep into something that's got the entire Street Outlaws community buzzing. The OG Fireball Camaro, Ryan Martin's legendary machine, is back on 275 drag radials. Yeah, you heard that right. The same car that's burned rubber and left countless competitors in the dust on big tires is now wearing a set of 275s. And that's got a lot of people asking, is Ryan about to hit the no-time 275 scene? Let's start by talking about what makes this such a big deal. The OG Fireball Camaro isn't just any car, it's the one that helped Ryan Martin become one of the biggest names in Street Outlaws history. This red, screw-blown beast was once the most feared car on the No Prep King circuit. It's fast, consistent, and brutally efficient. But over time, Ryan began shifting his focus toward lighter cars like the gray Camaro, cars that could adapt better to new rules, evolving technology, and changing track conditions. The OG Fireball Camaro was retired from the main NPK wars until now. Now, we're seeing it return, but in a totally different form. Instead of big slicks and NPK setup, Ryan's gone a completely different direction, bolting on a set of 275 drag radials. That's right, this heavyweight screw-blown Camaro is gearing up for the small tire game. And if you know anything about small tire racing, you know it's a whole different battlefield. The margin for error is razor thin, the tuning window is microscopic, and the competition is fierce. For those who don't follow the small tire world closely, the 275 scene, especially the No Time or Pro 275 classes, is one of the most intense and unpredictable forms of drag racing out there. Unlike NPK, where you've got massive slicks and track prep teams working overtime, the 275 crowd relies on street-style setups, tighter rules, and more unpredictable surfaces. It's where raw driving skill, data mastery, and innovation shine brightest. Ryan Martin isn't just testing the waters here, he's potentially shaking up the entire 275 world. The Fireball Camaro on 275s means one thing: power meets precision. Sure, this car might be heavier than the gray Camaro, we're talking roughly 2,850 pounds versus something in the 2,700 range, but that's not stopping Ryan. He's proven time and again that when it comes to power management, few can tune or drive like him. Whether it's on big tires or small, he always finds a way to make it work. The biggest challenge he's facing right now isn't just traction, it's finding the right place to race. According to Ryan, he's been looking for steel roof and quarters no-time 275 events, meaning races where real street cars, not lightweight pro mods, compete head-to-head. Unfortunately, most of the big 275 races these days allow pro mods, which gives those teams a major advantage thanks to their much lighter builds. So for now, Ryan's been cautious about entering, wanting to keep it fair and true to the spirit of the Fireball steel-bodied roots. But here's the thing, even if he does go head-to-head with pro mods, don't count him out. The Fireball Camaro is a monster, powered by a screw-blown Hemi capable of making an absurd amount of horsepower. We're talking north of 3,500 horsepower with the overdrive cranked up to 128%. That's insane. And with Ryan's tuning, that kind of power can turn a heavy car into a legitimate threat. He's got the experience, the crew, and the data to make this combo lethal, even on 275s. It's also worth mentioning how this move fits into Ryan's broader strategy. This isn't just about racing a new class, it's about staying sharp, adaptable, and relevant as drag racing evolves. With NPK Season 7 in the rearview mirror and 2025 schedule looking different under speed promotions, Ryan's clearly looking to explore new territories. Whether it's pro mod races, small tire events, or special appearances like Unfinished Business, he's making sure his name, and his cars, stay at the forefront of the sport. And let's be honest, we all want to see this car on 275s in real competition. Imagine the Fireball Camaro lined up next to one of those featherweight pro mods, both sitting on the limiter, both chasing that green light. The crowd would lose their minds. The sight of a full-bodied steel Camaro pulling alongside a purpose-built pro mod and holding its own would be nothing short of legendary. That's the kind of race that brings back the old-school excitement of Street Outlaws, raw, unpredictable, and full of adrenaline. We've already seen glimpses of what's possible. Guys like Scott Taylor have proven that heavy steel-bodied cars can compete and even win against pro mods at big-money 275 events like Swanfest. It's not easy, you've got to fight wheelies, tuning changes, and balance issues, but when it all comes together, it's electric. And if Ryan Martin, the most consistent racer in NPK history, can get the Fireball Camaro dialed in on radials, it might just become one of the baddest small-tire cars in America. Another thing to keep in mind is how Ryan's always pushing the envelope with technology. The Fireball isn't just getting smaller tires, it's getting smarter. Expect him to run data from this setup against what he's learned from the gray car, the Phoenix Camaro, and even his pro mod experiments. Every pass he makes adds to a mountain of knowledge, and that's what makes him so dangerous. He's not just a racer, he's a strategist. He's always thinking 5 steps ahead. Now, we don't know exactly when or where Ryan will debut the Fireball Camaro on 275s officially, but the anticipation is through the roof. Fans want to see it, the competition wants to measure themselves against it, and the entire small tire community wants to find out if the NPK King can dominate their playground too. And let's not forget, this move also hints at where Street Outlaws might be headed as a whole. Big tire no prep racing is still awesome, but small tire is growing fast. It's cheaper, it's wilder, and it brings back that outlaw feel that made the show famous in the first place. If Ryan Martin and the Fireball Camaro can make waves here, it might just signal a shift for the entire franchise. So, the OG Fireball Camaro isn't done yet. Not even close. Ryan's taking a car that helped build his legacy and rewriting its story for a whole new era of drag racing. Whether he's chasing down pro mods in No Time 275, hunting trophies in Pro 275, or just testing setups that push the limits of performance, one thing's for sure, the Fireball Camaro still has fire in its veins. Ryan Martin's legacy has always been about evolution, from turbo to blower, from slicks to radials, from domination to reinvention. The man doesn't sit still. And now, as he aims that bright red Camaro toward a new frontier, fans everywhere are watching, waiting, and hoping for one more moment of Fireball fury. What's fascinating about this entire situation is how it mirrors the early days of Street Outlaws itself. Back when the show first started, it wasn't about massive sponsors or giant race teams, it was about pure, grassroots, street-level racing. Back then, every driver showed up with a car they built with their own hands, every pass was a gamble, and every win meant more than just prize money. The 275 scene brings that same raw intensity back. There's less corporate polish and more grit, and that's exactly the kind of environment where Ryan thrives. See, Ryan Martin's entire career has been built on taking challenges that other racers avoid. When he first jumped into NPK, he wasn't the favorite, he was the guy with something to prove. Fast forward a few seasons, and now he's a multi-time champion, arguably the face of Street Outlaws itself. So when people say, why risk running a heavy steel car against featherweight pro mods, the answer is simple, that's just what Ryan does. He doesn't look for the easy path, he looks for the one that pushes him further. The Fireball Camaro's return to the spotlight also has a deeper emotional pull for fans. This isn't just a car, it's a symbol. It's the car that carried Ryan to national fame, the one fans recognize instantly. When people see that red Camaro sitting in the lanes, blower whining, it's nostalgia and excitement rolled into one. So to see it reimagined for a completely new challenge? That's not just innovation, it's legacy building. Now, let's talk a little about performance expectations. A screw-blown setup on 275s is not for the faint of heart. The traction window is microscopic, and any slip in the tune can send a car sideways in a heartbeat. But if anyone can walk that fine line, it's Ryan Martin. His attention to detail is legendary, from data logs to clutch settings to shock adjustments, he's methodical to the point of obsession. That's why he's always near the top, because for Ryan, consistency isn't luck, it's the result of relentless precision. And when that precision meets raw horsepower, you get results that make history. People forget that when Ryan ran the Fireball in its prime on big tires, it wasn't just fast, it was dominant. It could go down nearly any surface, from well-prepped concrete to sketchy no-prep asphalt, and still come out on top. Transferring that adaptability to a 275 setup could make the car absolutely lethal on multiple track types. Imagine seeing that car at a speed promotions race, or even a big no-time invitational. The atmosphere would be electric. Another thing that makes this development exciting is how it might inspire other big-name racers to step into the 275 world. Once a figure like Ryan Martin brings his firepower into the mix, it legitimizes the class even more. Guys who might have hesitated to switch setups or downsize tires might start thinking, hey, if Ryan's doing it, maybe I should too. And that's how entire classes evolve. We've seen it before. One racer raises the bar, and suddenly everyone else scrambles to catch up. It also raises questions about where Street Outlaws as a franchise is headed. With the big tire no prep format cooling off and fans craving more variety, small tire and radial racing could be the next big wave. It's cheaper for newcomers, it's relatable to fans who build cars at home, and it keeps that unpredictable outlaw spirit alive. The Fireball Camaro on 275s could be a sign of what's next, a fusion of big-time horsepower with small tire chaos. And let's not forget, this isn't just about winning races. For Ryan, this is about exploring the limits of what's possible. He's always said that racing isn't just competition, it's experimentation. It's a constant pursuit of better, faster, stronger. So when he bolts 275s onto a car that once dominated on slicks, he's not just chasing trophies, he's chasing knowledge. Every pass teaches something new. Every tweak, every data point adds to the blueprint of performance he's building year after year. At the end of the day, the question isn't if Ryan Martin can make the Fireball Camaro work on 275s, it's when he decides to unleash it. And when that happens, you can bet the racing world will stop and watch. Because when Ryan rolls that red monster to the line, everyone knows something big is about to go down. The sound, the smell, the anticipation, that's what fans live for. And if the Fireball Camaro hooks and goes straight, we might just be looking at the beginning of a whole new chapter in Street Outlaws history.